So I'm back out here where we wrapped the bales last night, and we got all this sorghum Sudan grass wrapped up and airtight so that it's going to turn into silage. It's going to ferment because we baled them wet. And I had one bale that was bigger than the rest. We had a mistake and it didn't count the bale size right. It ended up being close to probably a 4.5 foot bale and maybe getting close to 5 foot. It's very heavy. The small tractor would not even lift this off the ground. Trying to figure out a way to try to still be able to wrap it. So this bale wrapper requires a Category 2 tractor, a big tractor, to be able to lift this and then unroll, like offload the bales and roll them out. But if you're not trying to offload the bales, all you need is some hydraulics. So I've got it hooked up to the small tractor, and it's got enough hydraulics to be able to spin it and wrap the bale. And I'm going to use the bigger tractor with the bale grabber to load the bale and then unload the bale and put it where I want it. So I'm hoping that this works. This is kind of like thinking outside the box. We're going to use the wrapper just sitting on the ground, stationary, not hitched up to a tractor. And I've also got this one bale right here that hit this T-post, and it ended up ripping the wrapper open. So if I can, I'm going to try to reach over here, see if I can pull that out and rewrap it. So I'm not really sure if it's going to work or not, but we're going to give it a shot. All right. Woo. I can tell there's a little weight there. Whoa. I can tell it's pretty heavy for this tractor. I just need to point the bale wrapper toward the tractor. Other way. My view is blocked completely. At least we got it up there. Thing is on there crooked as can be. Well, the bale wasn't on there very well. The bale blocks my entire view. It's hard for me to set it on there. Boy, that is extremely heavy. I like it. It's a fat little heavy marshmallow. At least we did get it wrapped. Now let's see if we can get it off there and then set on the ground over here without ripping it. Squeeze as hard as I can. Oh, not against the front. Well, it appears that we did not rip the wrap, so that's good. That is really heavy. But we did break the bale wrapper again. Last time I did this exact same thing to that side. I had to re-weld it. And then here we go again. Pretty thin metal this is made out of. I bent it back, but it's about to break off. All right, now I'll try to grab that tore up bale. I was worried about ripping this one. Well, did we break the tree? I don't think we did. Well, would you look at tonight's sunset? Looks pretty nice. So the other day, me and Rebecca, we processed our meat chickens, and we did things a little bit differently this year. You can see we still got some stuff set up out here. So we still have turkey fryer set up. That's where we scald the chickens. And then we've got our homemade plucker out here where we pluck them. And then under the porch here, we've got just a regular plastic table, you know, set up out here to process them on. And this isn't tall enough, so we've got spacers underneath it, help raise it up like another 6 inches. Makes it the right height to work at so that your back isn't hurting by the end of the day. But what we did differently, instead of processing all of the chickens, we only did the male chickens. So in here in the refrigerator, we've got a total of 12 chickens. And like I said, they're just cooling in here in the refrigerator. And they're gonna sit here probably one more day. And then I'll go ahead, I'll shrink wrap them and freeze them. But leaving them in there to cool for a few days helps tenderize the meat before you freeze it. You don't have to do that, but we always take that extra step. So we still have 14 female chickens out there in the chicken tractor out on pasture. And we're gonna let them go another week because the males always end up being huge. The females are usually a pound or two smaller, so we're gonna let them basically grow for another week before we process them. So we have been busy the last couple days. We didn't video any of that. A lot of people don't want to see that anyway. But if you do, we do have an older video. I think we were processing them back in the white pole barn, but we got an older video that explains and shows the whole process, and I can put a link to that down below. So what I want to do today is something that I've wanted to do for a year or two now. Is obviously, if you watched the last video, this tractor was not heavy enough. One, to lift those bales. One, the loader was almost not strong enough to lift the bales. But then the tractor wanting to tip and get on 3 wheels, a lot of that has to do with the weight of the tractor. So on the back of the tractor, I've got this ballast box. I've had it for several years now. It is just filled full of like pea gravel that's in here. And of course there's some other things, you know, we got chain in here, some hitches. I think there's some chains and stuff in the side ammo boxes as well. But I think if we take all of the gravel out of this and we pour it completely full with concrete, I think we can make this ballast box maybe about 100 pounds heavier than it is. I know it's not much, but the gravel and stuff, when you hit different bumps and stuff, like you can see right here, there's a bunch of gravel right here on the edge. Like this gravel will slowly bounce out and you'll lose gravel over time. So yeah, I think what I want to do is I just want to go ahead. I've got some extra bags of concrete that need used. So let's see if we can fill this up with concrete. And after that, we'll let the ballast box sit and cure. And I think I need to put the sprayer on the back of the tractor because we got weeds growing everywhere. I've already sprayed the driveway and all the gravel areas once this year. But like some of my equipment areas, the weeds are already like shoulder high. They've come back with a vengeance. First thing I want to do is we'll just go ahead and empty out all the extra stuff. All right, let's go find a place to dump this gravel. Right here ought to be as good a place as any. Oh man, that door is stuck. There we go. The garbage truck always gets off the side of the driveway over here and ruts up the yard, so I've added some more rock on this side to try to help, and yet they still get further and further out in my yard. So any rock I can add here, I think will help with at least them making ruts. I know pea gravel's not the best, but I can't see that it's gonna hurt anything. Oh, so I know adding concrete to it will add more weight, but I'm wondering if I could fit these tractor weights on here somehow. These are probably 100 pounds a piece. I could probably get this thing up to about 1,000 pounds. That'd really help. I could probably put them on there like this, one on each side. Oh, maybe. No, I'd get in the way of the pin. I think they're made to hang this way, like a suitcase weight. Well, they just happen to be the same width as the whole box, so then it would cover up my little tool holders here on the side. So I don't think this is gonna work the way I wanted it to. So later down the road, if this isn't heavy enough, I could probably weld me some type of a bracket here on this square tube on the back that hangs out, and I can hang the weights off the back of this if I wanted to add additional weight. But I think today we're just gonna pour it full of concrete. So these tubes on the inside are tool holders. They're made for you to put in a shovel or an axe, carry it with you. I'm just gonna cover them up with some Gorilla Tape, keep from getting concrete inside. Let's take it off. I would love to be able to get this to where it would pour right in there. Kind of doubt it. It's pretty close. Put some cribbing under this side. All right, that ought to work. So hot out here, it's ridiculous. I've got about 4 bags that I ripped with the pallet forks. I'll make sure to use those first. That one there was a little set up. Oh, I'm gonna dump it with it turned off, I think. Less chance of splashing. Maybe I'll have to have it on. That one's busted. Yep, broke that one. It's busted open. I think this concrete's left over from last year on the fence line feeder. You can see we've got some chunks in there that's hardened up. Definitely needs used. Oh, she's a feeling solid now. Looks good. Any more in here? Just a little bit. That sounds killer. All right, I got the mixer and the cement. I got everything put away. I went inside, I changed my clothes, I cooled down for a little bit. It's been about an hour. It was pretty hot out here. So we'll see how the concrete's looking. There she is. You can tell I'm probably at least a ½ inch taller than the edge. Tried to fill it as full as possible. We'll let that go ahead and cure at least overnight. Then maybe we'll try to get the duct tape off of there and try to hook it up to the tractor and get it back on the 2515. But for tonight, we'll go ahead and get the spray tank put on the 2515, and we need to spray all this gravel, see if we can take care of these weeds. Well, look at these weeds right here. This is crazy tall right there. I had sprayed this earlier this year. This is already over my head. Probably 2 months ago there was nothing here, and now it's complete weeds. Of course, this is where I've got the disc and other implements in here. And yeah, it's hard to keep the weeds out of this gravel. All right, just finished up spraying all the gravel, and now I'm gonna rinse out the tank probably at least 2 times. And the other day, I ended up getting some stuff for our fencing project. So these right here, these are timeless fence posts. So they're designed like a T-post, except they are made out of plastic from recycled windows. And then they already have a hole drilled, I'd say about every 4 inches in there, so that you can run your high tensile wire through there. And this is the post and it's the insulator. There's no way it can ground out on this post. So this is made for electric fence. And if you look closely at the bottom, there's actually a line on where you're supposed to drive that into the ground. So you're supposed to drive it in, I think 18 inches deep. So those posts are made here in America, I believe down in Tennessee. And I ordered, I think 70 of them. And I think I only needed like 50 to 60, but I figured I might as well order a few extra just in case, and then I'll have some for future projects if I need them. Might as well drain it on the driveway. That's where I don't want any weeds anyway. So Rebecca got home a few minutes ago and we went and got her car back a couple days ago. So I know that I mentioned that I had to go pick up one of our boys' vehicles, that the brakes had gone out. They hadn't gone out completely, they were just having trouble. And he knew that his brakes were having trouble, so he already had scheduled an appointment at a mechanic to get them fixed. So after we loaded up his car on a trailer, the next day we just took it to the mechanic shop for it to be able to get fixed, since he already had it scheduled. So then I didn't have to mess with you know, fixing the brakes. And he let him go way too long. He had to get all new rotors, all new brake pads, and then he had one caliper that was locked up. But they were able to fix it the day of the appointment, so he was able to get his car that evening, and we got Rebecca's car back. So I know some people don't like repair videos, but yeah, I still have the baler to try to get the hydraulic hose out of and get a new one made. And I also ordered some pickups for the pickup teeth for down there. I think several broke off, and I think that's why it ended up, one reason why it ended up getting stuff wrapped around it. So here in an upcoming video, we'll go ahead and we'll work on the baler again and try to get it going. But I did check the hay in the back fields. It's not quite ready to be cut. We did cut it kind of late on that first cut, so it'll probably still be a few weeks before we cut hay back there. So I got time to fix it. But as far as today's concerned, I think that's going to be it for this video. Finished getting this cleaned up. I'm going to head in, get some supper, and relax. Man, it was a hot day out here. Pouring that concrete in the sun was just miserable. I probably didn't pick the best day to do it, but at least we'll have hopefully a little bit more weight on the back of that tractor. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.